Hey guys, we are out here at the Voodoo Grounds and we have quite a few things to do today. One of which is set up a protein feeder. Hey guys, we are out here at the Voodoo Grounds and we have quite a few things to do today. One of which is set up a protein feeder. When is the best time to set up a protein feeder, you might ask? The last week of the season. If not, little sooner than that. Y'all keep that in mind. I have a Boss Buck 200-pound feeder. We've never fed protein to these deer on the Voodoo Grounds, which is a 1,200-acre lease. I'm almost positive nobody's done it before me as well. The best place that you can put a protein feeder is actually centrally located. I think it's every 300 to 400 acres you need one. You don't want to put just one on a big piece of property because that then stresses the deer out because it combines the herd too much. It keeps them in too much of a small area. We're going to put one on the front half, and then after we get them hitting this one and we see how they react to it, we're actually going to set up a second one on the south side. So we're typically going to have each one per 500 acres. We also have mineral lick sites already established from last September, and everything is also located close to a water source, because remember, if they're eating protein or they're licking minerals, that is straight pretty much powder all the time, and it's going to really dry them out. And their next thing that they're going to go to is actually a water source. So keeping it centrally located of the property, next to a water source, also near thick bedding cover. And another thing that we did, I don't know if everybody does it, I think some people actually hunt over them and whatnot. We're going to put them in a sanctuary area. These are areas that are designed strictly to benefit the deer. The reason why we're putting them in a sanctuary area, it's to keep them pressured. You don't want them to think, maybe feeding on protein or feeding on a mineral and think fear or think danger. You want them to freely come to it and take it in as quickly and as easy as possible. We're putting it together right now. We actually have protein and we're going to mix it with corn and sprinkle a little bit of corn around. I'm going to show you all of that process real quick. Now, here are a couple things to remember when putting the protein feeder out. One of the things you need to consider is if you have a lot of rodents. Of course, your raccoons, your squirrels are not really that big of a problem. And do not forget about your hogs. If you have a lot of hogs on the property, you need to do something with the legs to keep them from tipping it over. But we're putting it in the ground, and one of the things that I'm doing to get them initiated to the site, kind of getting them coming, I'm gonna put 50-50 corn, and I'm actually using record rack, 20% protein, pretty much the highest stuff that I could find at the moment. I'm gonna put that in there, mix it in there with some corn, just some regular old corn. You want to make sure it's nice, it's clean, that way nothing gets messed up or stops up any of the little stems that are on the feeder itself. Now, I'm extremely thankful because Donnie said that he was going to go ahead and fill the feeder and hold the 50-pound sacks while I film. So thank you, Donnie, for being the strong man. At the same time, we're going to take a little bit of corn and spread it around the area. Now, we do have a remote trail camera that we're going to go ahead and set up on one of these trees. That way we can see the progress of the deer feeding on the protein. Also, in the summertime, that digital camera's, well, the cellular camera is also going to give us great intel on the area, the amount of animals, and the The cell camera is going to actually give us really great intel throughout the summer. They're going to tell us the diversity of the bucks that we have in the area and the number of deer that we have coming to it. If we see that we have a ton of deer coming to this and they're eating it too quickly, we know we need to get a bigger feeder, plus take this smaller feeder and possibly bring it on the other side of the lease, which would be about 400 acres from this one. So y'all keep that in mind. You get a lot of deer pounding on it, you want to put another one up, or you want to put a bigger one, that way they can get to it a little bit. Or you put a bigger one, that way the capacity, and you're not going to be out here disturbing them as often.
But you got to start somewhere.
But you definitely have to start somewhere, just like Donnie said over there in the corner. We're going to start them with 2. We're going to put the cellular camera up, and hopefully I can post some pictures shortly. Now I got the cell camera all set up, letting it do its thing, locate, and we're gonna go ahead and test it. Thank goodness we have great reception out here on the Voodoo Grounds. That way it can send me a couple pictures, and before we even leave the site, we need to know if it's in frame, how far is it catching, and to make sure the videos, the pictures are gonna be of good enough quality. I think it just took a picture. I just felt my phone vibrate. Let's go ahead and check it. And that's it. That's all there is to it. We're gonna go ahead, leave, and leave it be. Hopefully it settles down, and within a couple of weeks or a couple short days, hopefully we have deer coming to the protein feeder. It's only gonna help your deer herd out, and it's best to start right before the season even ends. That way those bucks can put back the body fat that they lost, you know, throughout the rut or the hard winter, if they're having a hard winter at the time. South Louisiana, we don't normally have a hard winter. And then when they lose their antlers, immediately, as soon as they catch back up to their body weight, they start reproducing antlers, and that's normally what people put the protein out for. I'm doing it more for the herd. We do have a lot of Pawnee woods out here. There is plenty of forage, but there could be way better stuff for them to eat. I do believe giving the deer out here the nutrition they need, in about 2 or 3 years, we should have some of the biggest deer North Louisiana has ever seen.